So, a very good morning to one and all present here. Myself, Swapnil Joshi, PES Secretary at IEEE APSIT, and with Rohan Magode, welcomes each and every one of you for being here with us today. Today we have Jay Parmar sir, who is open source developer at Nas.ai, GITS core team tech member, and member at Facebook Developer Circle Mumbai. He would be conducting a live hands-on session on the topic Introduction to Open Source and Hacktoberfest. So I request all the students to download Git and make account on GitHub to get hands-on experience. So over to you, sir.
Hello, am I audible? Right?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. So, hello, good morning. Myself Jai Parmar. I am the core committee member of Gates. I have been contributing to the open source been last few years. I mean, 2 to 3 years, and I've been part of Nas.ai, which is a data as a service platform, and it is just like a Jupyter notebook, but on it is built on the top of some data service as well, where we maintain some templates basically. And moreover, I was part of face I am also part of Facebook developer circles. And yeah, this was pretty much it about me. And let's move forward to the PPT. And yeah, so this was my quick small intro about me. Moreover, I have been also a campus ambassador at an academy. Yeah, that was also one part which I did. And moving forward to the main part, that is open source. So whenever we talk about open source, what do you think? What does come to your mind? I mean, what do you think? What is the open source? Any guesses in chat? If anybody is here, then I mean, if yes, then you can. I mean, type on your the type on the chat box. Or okay, so no problem. Let us continue. And so basically, the word open source itself tell us that the source is open. The source is open. The ownership is open. Anyone can access the code. Anyone can use the code. So the software being made using that code will also be free, right? So basically, everything is free and anybody can access using this platform. Okay, so this is what the open source concept we can briefly speak about. Talking about its benefits, then we can have plenty of plethoras of benefits, like many of us have been trying to take an internship. They make some small projects, put it into the resume and show to the recruiters. But you get an edge when you have an PR merge in some big organizations. Okay, and the same when you put in your resume, it highlights more. You get edge as compared to other competitors you have while applying for the same. And there are some limitations to use the code, to refer the code in the open source project as well. Like as you can see on the screen, like MIT. MIT license is completely free to use and completely, basically you can do anything with this license. And you also have many other plenty of the license where you can use, like GNU GPL version 3, where you can do many things but still you have some limitations. And the question would arising like then how we should choose our license. Okay, so there is one website, choose a license, where you have different types of sections. You can make a choice according to your requirements for your software. You should surely check out this website as well. Okay, coming back to the PPT. Now, as we know the benefits, like one of the benefit I previously spoke about, like resume. Another one is you get a lot of experience how the ecosystem work inside an organization. You'll get to know how the people work in the corporate world. Okay, how the projects and works are distributed, divided on the basis of their skills, and how one can raise any issues, and that all part comes under the experience. Networking, the most important part of the open source. Basically, in open source, all folks can get connect to the global world. Okay, so when I say the global world, a person sitting from India and a person sitting from US is directly connecting through the GitHub. They are sharing the codes. They can together work on a project and they can collaborate, right? So here is the best motto of the GitHub of the open source community is collaborate first, then we create some projects on top of that, right? So this is how the things works. And today's main topic, like since the month October is going on, basically Intel and DigitalOcean organize a very big open source fest, which is Hacktoberfest, and it is, I mean, nearly 8 to, yeah, this one is the ninth version. I mean, ninth time we are celebrating the Hacktoberfest, where all the folks come together and contribute. By the way, do you know about the? I mean, do you know more about the Hacktoberfest? If anyone in the chat box, is there anyone who knows? Then do let us know. I mean, we can pin their chats as well. And the question is why Hacktoberfest? Okay, so before I answer this question, let me answer one more question, like how exactly it works. Okay, so it is an open source program where all the developer gets involved and they open their pull request, so called PR, and it gets merged to few repositories which are listed on Hacktoberfest, and we have to put some tag like Hacktoberfest and Hacktoberfest hyphen accepted to count under the Hacktoberfest pull request. And once your four pull requests are connected, once your four requests are merged inside the main branch of that person's repositories, whose repository is listed in Hacktoberfest, you will get chance to win goodies, or you have another option like you can plant a tree on at the digital ocean forest with your name, and you can track it. I mean, you can track it anyway whenever you want. Like, they are promoting the ecosystem of eco-friendly as well as ecosystem of open source community as well. Okay, so this is how they proceed this first. And yeah, it's running live now. You can also register now as well, and last date to register and open your pull request is 31st of October. Before that, you have to complete your four pull requests and register as well. Yeah. Talking more about open source, there are many open source contributions program. These few are the renowned ones where you also get some stipend. You also get paid for your work you have done. I mean, the first one is the most renowned one, GSOC, aka Google Summer of Code. You all know. So basically, Google organizes this program, open source program in summer. It is 3 month long program and 6 month long program, which basically has a project size of medium and large project, where medium project lies about 175 hours. You have to give nearly 175 hours to that organization, and large project, I guess last nearly 325 hours. Yeah, 325 hours. Basically, it will range nearly 300 to 325 hours for large size projects. And talking about evaluation of this type of projects, uh, they have their midterm and final evaluations, which are mostly in July and September simultaneously. Okay. And talking about duration, it is 12 week standard program, and it can get extended up to 22 weeks, like 3 months max, 3 to 3.5 months, right? And as we all know, it is a paid one, and we get a very hefty amount of stipend as well, nearly $1,500 for medium and $3,000 for the large project size. Okay. And yeah, next one is LFX, one of the most underrated but still very strong one, Linux Foundation Mentorship. Okay, so in this program, basically it is organized by the Linux Foundation. Obviously, by the name itself, you can know it, and moreover, it's organized in, I mean, mid-year and end of the year. They have their term, and duration is 12 week. And talking about the stipend, they have 3,000 USD as their stipend, and they have actually three terms: spring, summer, and fall. Not like GSOC. GSOC is only summer version, and their program is running only through that three months of that summer. But LFX runs in fall, spring, and summer as well. Okay. For spring, it is like March to May something. Summer, I guess June to August, and for fall, September and November is yeah, September and November. Yeah, September and November. Right. And evaluation is pretty tough in this LFX part, and it depends on organization. I mean, which organization you are applying for. And talking about the next one, that is outreach. Outreach is also the most underrated, and we can say the most highest paid one. Basically, they pay $7,000 USD stipend, and the term for their event is mid-year and year of the end, which is Jan to August and August to March. Again, evaluations for this is basically depends on the organization for which you are applying. And basically outreach promotes LGBTQ community and minority community. So basically, if you belong to these two communities, please do for sure apply. You will get for sure chance to you get through this program. And they even have their buffer time period there where they check you, and then your final outreach project gets started. Okay. Talking about the MLH fellowship, which is organized by the Facebook itself, and they have now increased few tracks. Previously, they used to have three tracks, but now they have, 4 to 5 tracks. One is the prep, which is the most easiest to get in. They don't have a pay for that track, but still, it is great to be the part of that track. Reason being, you can apply remaining tracks in future go. Okay. So remaining tracks are open source track, software development track, site reliability track, and the new one Web3 one. Yeah, Web3 track. These are four tracks where you can apply and contribute to the organization, right? And talking about the duration, it depends on the track to track. Like open source and Web3 both have the different tracks. Like one have nearly, I'm not sure about the duration, but I know that all the five tracks have their different durations depending on the tracks. Okay. Talking about the stipend again, stipend is up to 3,000 USD, obviously, which is not less. And yeah, uh, actually, one more I want to add one. Like there is something called Google Summer of Docs, yeah, documentation, whichever you want to spell, GSOT. So basically, it is the program promoted by Google, conducted by Google for documentations. Okay. So in open source world, if even a single line of code is changed, it is given same respect as the single line of documentations. Okay. So we have equal respect for the documentation as well as for the code. So in fact, this year Hacktoberfest has also included the code and no code option as well, where you can contribute through the documentation part, or if you are preparing any Figma file or special designing part, you can do that as well. Okay, moving towards sorry, next part, that is okay. Let's see how the things works in open source, and let us see how the things goes ahead. Okay, so I have kept a game for you where we can play the game and learn with that part. Okay. So come on, guys. Let's play the game. That boring PPT part is over. I mean, so as you can see in the screen, like there is one room, and it is pretty dirty. I mean, obviously the visuals are very bad. So what we can do is, everybody in the chat, just point out one problem which you can see. Like one I can point out. Like I know there is spider web on the wall. We have to clean that. That is one issue. Another one is like mirror is broken. We have to change the mirror. Third one is like water is spilled here. We have to clean that as well. In such way, let us make some list. Like for example, let's say Rohan will clean the water part. Okay. Then let's say Mukul will clean the windows and curtains part. Let's say Jai will clean the mirror part and maintain, I mean, repair the mirror part. Spider web part will be done by some other person. So in this way, what happens in GitHub is we create the issues. Okay. So in that issue, we assign the work. Okay. Just like how we have assigned this work. Okay. And let's do some hands-on after getting some quick intro part of the GitHub. So basically what happens is people usually gets confused in Git and GitHub. So let us see what exactly the Git is and the GitHub is. Okay. So Git is a VCS, version control system. It helps us to track the software. Let's say if any changes I have made in my software today, and after 4 days, if I also want to make one more changes. Okay. So to keep that track, we use this VCS. Moreover, we also use this for collaborating with other developers as well, for development for development purposes, and making smooth the development life cycle. Okay. And talking about GitHub, it is actually a remote VCS, remote version control system, or we can also use it as a repository hosting service as well, since it helps us to manage the source code with the help of Git. Okay, with the help of Git. on the top of Git and GitHub, we can collaborate and do an open source contribution, right? And even host our static website, or we can say front end website. I mean, okay. So this was the part. And what we usually used to do is, like, before Git was developed, like, we used to make this type of software and put into a folder and give the name like version 1, version 2, version 2.1, or even sometime when the situation get worse, we used to do project. So basically, it is not worth it to give such an I mean, such an stupid name. It doesn't make sense, right? To track. So for that we use Git. And before coming to this glossary part, let's do some hands-on. So my CMD is visible. I'm not sure whether it's visible or not. Mm, let me present once again. Share the screen. Entire screen. Uh, can you just add the slide? Okay. Yeah. So let me move to my GitHub first. And okay, so yeah, let's create one repo for our project, right? Where we will be contributing our part, right? So let's create new. Let us give us name something like IEEE. Okay, sounds cool. Give a relatable description. Keep it public. Add a README. And here comes the important part. Choose a license. Now it depends upon our requirement, right? What are our requirements? Depending upon that, we will choose our license. So for now, there is no as such a big requirement, so we will use again the MIT license. Okay, we will create the repository. Once we create a repository, we usually clone our repository, right? So basically, we will move to cmd. We'll go to the location wherever we want to move our file. So I will keep it in my user folder inside the username folder. Okay. So let me just write a command git clone paste. So basically in git there is a command called git clone which helps us to clone this project. Which project? This one which we have created. For now it just have only two files, that is readme and license. Further we can move to the more file as well. Hit the enter. Voila. File has been created. I will change the directory and move inside the directory. We have given the name IEEE. Press enter. Okay, we are inside the IEEE part. Now what we can do is open the VS Code. Once we open the VS Code, we can do is create a new file. Sorry, with the name of what can we name? Oops. Uh, we can name it by our own name as well. Okay. So let me give my name only jy dot txt. I have made one file inside which I will write hello IEEE APSA. Okay, this is just dummy file, but whenever you will be working on some project, obviously there would be some HTML file, CSS file, or any web project will be there, any Android project will be there. Then the file which is related to your project. Okay, so I have saved this. I will go back to the part. And so basically, as we know, Git is the version control system. Okay, it controls the version. So to control the version, we have to let Git know that what exactly we are doing. Okay, so basically, I have told Git that I have cloned the project. I have moved inside that repository. I have made one file change. Now I want to add that part to the staging area. Okay, so to add it to the staging area, there is a command called git add space file name. So my file name is panchayat.txt. Or else what you can do is just press a period or full stop, whatever you want to say. This part include all the files if you use the full stop or period. Okay, so if I enter, it will add to the staging area. So basically there are three parts inside the git where first file moves to the staging area, then we commit that part, and after committing we open the PR. Okay, so this is the part where we have added our code to the staging area. We can remove also and add also. Let's see whether it has got added to the staging area or not. So for that, let me write git status. Okay. So git says on main branch, your branch is up to date with origin main changes to be commit, and new file has been created with the name of j.txt, which is added to the staging area. Okay, so you might be having one question like, what is this origin? So for now, keep one thing in mind, like origin means our own accounts main repositories branch. Okay, and there will be something called upstream. So upstream means somebody's others repository. Okay, keep these two things in mind. Please don't get confused in these two part. Origin means our own repo or the fork part which is created with our username, and upstream is the repository which is not ours or which we are contributing to. Okay, so okay, so I have checked it is added to the staging area. Now I will commit it. So whenever we commit, the Git finally knows that we have final updated our code and we have to remember this part. Okay, so this is what commit do, and the command for that is git commit hyphen m and double inverted comma. Inside that we have to give a sensible message. Okay, so git commit hyphen m. M stands for basically message. Okay, so we are writing the message that what exactly we are doing here. Okay, so what I did is created j.txt file, right? Or if I do any more changes, then I will be writing updated.txt. We have to write, I mean, semantically proper message should be there. Like it should be meaningful, nothing randomly like first commit, again changing blah 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 blah. People used to, I mean, still they are doing the same for the sake of lethargy. And once I commit, great. So git says I have some created the j.txt, which I have inserted to the committed part, and now I know that you have did some changes in this folder in which you have added one file named j.txt. Okay, so once it gets to the commit area, now the final part is to put that code in the repository. Okay, so for that we have to write the command git push. Okay, so basically git will push this code on GitHub. Okay, and we'll press the enter. Once we press the enter, enumerating object, 4 done. Okay, great. So once it get updated, this is how it looks like. And let's move forward to the GitHub part. Okay, so as you can see, there are only two files. Once I refresh the website, now you will see that j.txt file is right. Is it visible? Now it's visible. Okay, so this is how the version control system works and remote version control system works. And let's say if we were contributing to the some other repositories, then there would be some more commands which you can, I mean, there are plenties and plenties of tutorial present on YouTube. And but I would suggest you to go through the documentation part, which Git provides and GitHubs provides. It would be great to learn from that part as well. And so this was the demonstration part. And the thing I was talking about, like issue, that I have given the example of Rohan will clean the water, Jay will repair the mirror, is this part. One have to create the issue. Once you create the issue, let's say clean water, and submit the issue, and then I will assign that issue to some person. Let's say for now I am assigning to the myself only. Once it gets assigned, I will I will create one branch for my, remember, one issue is equal to one branch. You always have to make new branches for the new issue slash new features. Okay, remember this thing in mind. And never ever push your code from main branch to the other person's main branch. Okay, it is very bad practice to perform here. For the demo purpose I am just showing this, but don't try to perform the same. What I can name is like clean water. Okay, I'll create the branch. I will switch to that branch. Switch to that branch, and for now let me create new file where I can give the name. This issue was of Rohan, right? So let me give it the name Rohan, and Rohan.txt, and I will write the code changes. For now, let me add some dummy text like I have cleaned the floor water. Okay, and I will write here the commit message, and we will commit the file. Okay, so it will automatically show you to open a pull request, and to do so we have to click on compare and pull request. You will write the PR's issues name. Here you will get some text where you have to assign the work, and yeah, so you can say like check out or review my PR. Okay, I will create pull request. Once it gets created, we can review it. How can I review it? Let's say I will go to file. Okay, so there was a file with a name of rohan.txt and it has something text or some code. I will review the changes. I will write comment. Okay, good job or whatever you want to write, but still it should be semantically correct. I mean, it should be logically. I mean, meaning should not be like anything. It should relate to your issue. Okay, and I will approve here. I can comment only. Reason being, I have opened PR from my same account. That's why. If I would have opened from other account, I can press on approve. But for now, I cannot approve from this part. So I will submit review. Once you need to comment integrating request. Okay, done. Coming back to conversation, I can merge my pull request and voila, it is merged. So basically what I have did is I have created a branch for my pull request from my own account to push the code. Okay, what I have did is I have created a branch for my account only and push that same branch from the same account. So after doing that we can close this issue as well, and the issue is closed. And yeah, you can see here that Parmar merge pull request hashtag 2, which was create rohan.txt, which I made from the branch Clearwater and got merged into the main part. Right? You can see it. And from where? From this branch. J-1 2000 high slash clean water. Okay. So this is how the GitHub works for the account to be merged by your own account. Okay, if you want to merge your PR to your own account, this is the process we do. And let's say if we want to contribute to somebody's others repository, which we are going to do in Hacktoberfest. Okay, so like we can do that part as well. And to do that, let's say I have one friend's repository to whom I can contribute to, right? So I will go to the, this is just a demo. Okay. Let's say go to Ritik PG 2710. We'll enter this is account, and let's say for demo I will create one issue like I already created for the demo purpose. And let's say let me create some proper issue like update readme. What does that mean is correct the typo, let's say for example, and I will tag the maintainer or the rep or the person whose this account is, and tell him that assign this issue to me. Okay, so I'll tell him assign this issue to me, and I will do it update. Since that person has given me the access through his settings, there is something called collaborator. So in that part we can add the username and give an access to our remaining teammates, or we can say our colleagues which we are going to work together. Okay, so as he has given me the access, I can assign myself, and Let's say if this project was the part of Hacktoberfest, then I would have labeled it here as Hacktober. Is it showing? Hacktoberfest. Okay, it's not showing. But let's say if this repo would have been a part of the Hacktoberfest, then we have to add this label also to count this PR under the Hacktoberfest. Okay. So as we know that we have to merge 4 PR to get successfully completed our Hector minimum 4 PRs. Maximum there is no limit, but let's say you have to minimum merge your 4 PR to the others repositories whose repository is registered under Hacktoberfest. Okay. So okay, so I have got assigned by Ritik, and now I am the assignee. I will be working on this issue, just like how the Rohan was working on the water clean part, right? In same way. Okay. So I have got assigned this issue. So my primary work should be forked it this part. Once I fork, there will the name. Okay. Always take this part, copy the main branch only. Create fork. Okay, so fork is nothing but the complete copy of the project which is created by our name. Okay. So now let us discuss about these 2 points which I was talking about. That is upstream and origin. Okay. So this part is upstream for us. Okay. And this part is origin for us. Okay. So whenever we will do any code changes, we'll do code changes in this part, and afterwards we will open the PR or pull request for this account. Okay. So we will change our do some code changes in our origin part and push it to the upstream part. Okay, got it. And yeah, let's move forward. What we'll do is copy the code here, I mean, for cloning purpose, and we will move to the, let's say we can do it here only, cd. We are outside the path, and since we have copied this path, what we can do is git clone space paste that link which we have copied. Okay. And remember, we have to clone the link of our account, our origin part. Okay, not that upstream wala part. Okay. And we will hit enter. Okay. Anybody having any doubt till now? If you have any doubt, please. Okay, then let me switch to the StreamYard part. Where is the StreamYard? Oh, here. Here. Okay, so let me continue only. If you have any doubt, do paste it in the chat box, and in YouTube live chat, and you will get the part of that. Okay, so we have fork, we have cloned the project. Now we have to move inside that project. That is cd space. Our project name is Bitik and AG. Yeah, this is the part. We'll press enter. Once we move to our working repository, remember before making any code changes for others repository, remember you always have to create a branch. Okay. And never ever commit or push any code through your main branch to somebody other's main branch. Okay. Try to push it from the branch create the new branch with the same as your issue name. Like my issue was update readme, right? So I can create the branch with the same name, and we can update there only. And there is something called remote upstream, and we have to update the code. Let me show you that part first. Mm, just a minute. I guess my presenting has been stopped by mistake. Just a minute. Let me present it again. Mm, mm. If you guys have any doubt, do paste it in the chat box so that I can check it out and see whether you have any problem or not. Right? Moving forward to the next part. Mm, oh, sorry, my screen is not yet. Let me present once again. Mm, okay. Hope my screen would be visible now. Uh, yeah. Yeah. It's visible now. Let me move to my this part. Okay. We were in this CMD, right? So what we have did is we have changed the directory. We have came inside the project, and now there is time to add a reference to the origin repository. Reference means we are adding the upstream wala part. Okay. So for the upstream, there is a command called git remote add upstream, and we have to paste the link of the upstream link. Upstream means link means this link. Open in new tab. Here I go to the new tab. I will copy this link. Okay. So this is the upstream, or you can say the repository with the owner person, and this is the origin part. Okay. Repository which we have for. Okay. So let's move to the CMD. We will paste it. Yeah, command is right. Okay, great. Enter. Okay, so remote is set. Now just let us check whether the remote repository is whether set or not. Yeah, so now we can see is like origin. Origin is the one which we are gonna push our code to, and the upstream is where we are gonna open our PR. Okay, this is the place where our pull request will be merged by a branch which we'll be creating with the name of our feature. Okay, and always keep an habit to fetch the previous commits, because let's say today if Mukul has did some code changes, and after 2 days Rohan had done some code changes. Okay, then how will the Mukul get to know that Rohan did some code changes in this project? So for that, he has to fetch the previous commits which were done by the Mukul, right? I mean Rohan. Okay, for Mukul. So for that there is a command for git pull upstream and branch name. Remember, keep your main branch up to date and then update your remaining branches which we are going to push the code. Okay. So here we will write main. Okay. Once we enter, it will be showing like, okay, so we are already up to date, right? Nothing previous code has been changed or nothing previous history has been remaining to be updated, right? Now here we go for the branch part. Okay, so for branching there is command git branch, and to switch the branch there is a command called git checkouts. Okay, and there is a mix command where we can do both the operations once at a time. Okay, both once. So let's say git checkout -b, and let's give a branch name with the issue name. So can we give the branch name update F1 readme? Okay, sounds cool. And we will press enter. It will create the branch and it will automatically switch to that branch because of this checkout command. And yeah, now it's time to do the code changes. Okay, so what I will do is open my VS Code by pressing code space. Once the VS Code is open, I will go to the readme file. I will check whether there is any typo. Let's say there was a command to update. So what I can do here is I will do some changes. Instead of and, I will write ampersand and. Okay, so that we can change. I will save this part. This is just for demo. You have to do some big code changes or any large documentation part. So I have saved here, did some changes. I will close it and go back to the CMD. So since I did some changes, I have to add to its tracking area, right? As I told, there are three staging. I mean, first we have to put it to the staging area, then we will put it to the commit part, and then we will push it to our main branch and open the PR. Okay. So for the command is git add space file name, or you can simply write is full stop. I will write simply full stop, put it enter, and yeah, it has been added. And there is next command called git commit, which we already know as we have seen previously. I will add a message inside the double inverted comma, that is added, yeah, change the and to and, and we can enter. It has been updated, changed, and inserted. Okay, now once it gets commit, we have to push that code to our branch. Okay, and origin as well. So I will write git push -u origin and branch name. What was our branch name? Update readme. Okay, so I will write update hyphen readme, right? And I will press enter. Okay, so it is getting pushed to my branch, and voila, it's done. Okay, so now let's move to the, yeah, so it is automatically been shown here that I have to compare and open my PR to the upstream branch to merge this code here. Okay. So what I have to do is compare and pull request. I'll press this button. Okay. I'll write my sensible comment or issue which was updated readme, right? And I will mention the maintainer that can you review my code and merge my PR or let's say pull request, and I will mention my issue issue with hashtag, and it will automatically show. I will just press enter and it closes. Okay. So nobody was assigned, but I can assign myself. Basically, this work should be done by Ritik, but I have given access to myself and did some work, okay, to save the time and create pull request. Okay, so it was checking just merge conflicts, whether there is any merge conflicts. So basically, merge conflicts means if a person have would have changed line number 7 in seventh file, and if a person would have changed line number again 7 only in same file but other person. Okay, so there this problem arise and GitHub gets confused like to which code we have to merge our code. Okay, GitHub gets confused whether I have to accept the person 1 code or person 2 code for the line number 7. Okay, so try to keep your branch up to date so this problem will never arise when I have faced in my sophomore year time. But for now, we can solve. Okay, so I will merge my pull request, and it will ask me. Sorry, it will ask me. Okay, everything is cool, great, and merge, confirm merge, done, great. So now this issue has been solved. I have pushed this code to the Ritik's repository. This is the issue which I can close now. Reason being I have merged this issue. Coming back to the code, so now you can see that I have changed ampersand and here, which was at line number. In, in which line did I have change? I am not getting here. You can basically you can check the commits here, and you can see the changes from here as well. What I have changed here, and this was the line for language and tools, which got the change. And this was the change which we have did here. A and D end was there, now there is sign of ampersand end. Okay, so this is how we contribute to the other person's repository and not our own. Okay, so this was the complete process for submitting or committing or contributing to a repository. Okay, whether it's our repo or other person's repo. Okay, so this is how the process which we proceed. And coming back to some again some theoretical part.
Sir, actually, there is a question in the live chat
Yeah, yeah.
from anonymous. Anonymous, he's asking he or she, can you share some easy Python or JS Git repository to get started with open source?
Get started with open source. Yeah, that part is there inside my PPT as well. I will be going covering that part as well. And even after that, there are any doubts, do let me know. I mean, okay. Uh,
One more question is there.
yeah, yeah, sure.
From same anonymous, that how to join Facebook Developer Circle Mumbai.
Uh, Contact the lead of the Facebook developer group. Like I have not been quite active for now within. I mean, I am not now active in that group. Reason being, there is a tenure of 1 year. After 1 year, every time a new developer lead is selected. Okay. So previously, when I was a part of that group in, I mean, 2020 to 2021. Okay. I'm no more the part of that group. Reason being, every year the group gets changes and the lead also get change. Just like GDSC. Hope you know GDSC. I mean Google Developer Group Community, where every year you every year one lead is selected, and there is a team which handles the committee. Right. In same way, Meta Developer Group works. By the way, now it's Meta Developer Group. And yeah, let's move to some PPT and references part, which I was talking about, so that more doubts can be cleared within a minute. Share, sharing the PPT, coming back to the. So my screen is visible, right? Or just no, it's not visible. Let me make it visible. Yeah, I guess now it should be visible, right? Uh, So before coming to that repository wala part, beginner friendly for Python or any tech stack, whichever you want, let me cover some few topics. Okay. So as I was talking about some points like what is remote, what is local. Okay. So remote means repositories changes get merged into the cloud, and local means it gets changes into your laptop, PC, or whatever system you are having. Okay, and commit is just a snapshot which is creating a version, therefore it is called version control system, right? These are some key points which we have to keep it in mind while working with the git, obviously. Okay, and now these words should be clear, I mean, but still I want to show you, like refers to latest commit, which is head part, which I have not spoke yet about, which is a very easy terminology. With the word itself, it is getting cleared, like what it should be. Talking about the fork, it was a copy, complete copy of a project which I was talking about previously. That is nothing but the fork. And cloning part is like there should be a linking between your personal account and the owner's account, right? So with the help of clone, you can update through your local system, and it will create one remote repo for you to fetch and push the code from your repository to that person's repository, right? And talking about push and pull, which we have used now, like the word itself speaks, I mean, we have to push the code from local to remote. So we are pushing it, and pulling it, we have to take the changes from the remote to the local, or from the cloud to the local. That is from GitHub to Git. Okay. So moving forward to some few things which usually people do is, as I've shown you that we have to write some sensible message, but as the time goes, people neglect some important points because this is a part of version controlling system. Let's say if a X person has committed code on today's date, and after 10 years, if one any Y person checks that code, will he able to check the commits history properly by that person? No. For that we have to comment it properly, and few comments are like proper, like this one is the correct one, this one is the correct one. After third comment, all the remaining one are the dummy one, which we have to prevent, and which people usually do for the sake of the time pass as well, their enjoyment, or even in their letharginess they do this type of commit messages. So prevent this type of commit messages. Okay, moving forward to some interesting part, that is you were having some question, right? And your question was this. Let me move to that part. Okay, so before moving to that part, let me share you some free resources where you can also master that part. I have attached the link to this image. You will get this PPT as well through Mukul or your IEEE committee. And there is something called student developer pack or student pack. So with the help of your, I guess your college is providing you .edu domain, right, to your personalized mail. Okay. So with the help of that, you can get many free tools in this student developer pack, which can be useful for your future development purpose, where you can get many free domains, free courses, and many premium things for free. Since you are a student, so many things will get free. And yeah, this was the question, right? So one of the folks, I have not remember the person's name, anonymous, right? uh, he slash she has asked that how can we find the repository or projects which we want to create and beginner friendly, right? I hope you are second, third year and you are not yet expertise in the Python or Java or any of the programming language. So obviously you will be finding the beginner friendly issues and beginner friendly repositories. And this is a website. It was developed and initiated by the firm called Deep Source, which was also an community member and sponsor of Hacktoberfest 2021. This one, okay. So they have created one, basically an application. Why it's not opening? Okay, great, now it's opening, but I guess I have to stop share and share the complete screen. Just a minute, so that I can show you the website, that how does it looks like. Okay, so this was the l- website which was initiated. Basically you can add the tag which are, let's say I want Python, I can select plenties and plenties of random projects will be shown here, and good first issue which are best and good to go as a beginner, we can check here. And let's say I know the easiest one is the style fix pilint issue, which is just a styling format, we have to just format it and commit it. So it is one of the basic, we can say easiest issue we can solve, and this is how we can find the issue. Or even you can, what you can do is just go to the GitHub, that is, let me go here, and there are there is a panel called issue. You can move to that part. I mean, sorry, this is for personal projects. You can find it in the this panels explore more, where you can find randoms and plenties of projects. You can filter it and select the project you want and start contributing to that project. Okay, so this is how we search the repositories. And I would suggest three go through this dipsource wala website, because this is very useful one. Even I used to follow this website as well when I was a beginner as well. Okay, so this was the part where you can find good issues. And yeah, thank you, thank you for listening me. If you have any doubts, you can ask me here. If you are feeling shy, you can connect me on my social media handles and ask me there as well. My DMs are open.
So hello,
Okay.
sir. We have one question
Yeah, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
by Anonymous.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
is it better to directly start contributing to bigger repos like Kubernetes?
Uh, yes, if you know the language which are required, like Golang. Basically, Kubernetes latest client uses Golang. Previously, it was in Java, while when it was not even open source, or it was open source and then it was, I mean, in previous building phase, it was in Java, but now it's in Golang. So for Kubernetes, I would not suggest as such, but you can still. There is nothing like you cannot do. Even a beginner can learn few beginner part of Golang, and can directly jump into the part of the Kubernetes as well. I would say
Yeah, and
at least give a
yeah,
try, and the community is so welcoming. They will for sure help you. They will provide you. They will even provide you the resources as well. Once you contact them to their official Discord or Slack channel, whatever they have. Mostly they will be having Slack channel, I guess. You can contact there and ask, hey, I myself XYZ, can you just help me out in this part? How can you help me out? I mean, you can ask plenty of questions. They are happy to help you out. I mean, they want people who are eagerly waiting and very happy to contribute to the open source. Open source community is very welcoming.
yeah, and one more question by Anonymous. Any
Yeah.
paid initiatives like GSOC, which will be starting in next few months?
Uh, Actually, I have described some timeline, right? There are many, I mean, but for that, basically what happened is like, let's say XYZ organization is there. Then that organization will be registering in that XYZ program, like GSOC. Okay. Once they are registered, then you can start contributing to that part before starting the program, so that you can prove them by writing the application or proposal. While submitting the proposal, you can say that hey, I'm xyz, I have done this type of work, I'm willing to work on this more, please count my application. Reason being, I have previously worked on this project, I know ins and outs of this project, I can help you out in this part, and show your previous work as well. Okay, that I did in XYZ firm also, I will contribute to XYZ repos also. Okay, so this is how the community work and open source projects works.
So, sir, there was one more thing. So for those who are not from IEEE or those who are joining from YouTube, so can you share the link of the group first and all those on YouTube chat?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I can share the PPTs and in the comment, right, where we were talking about the PPTs, right?
Yes, sir.
mm, Let me just stop the presenting and move to that part. Mm, So, can you just post it in the YouTube link? Mm,
Okay, sir. Sure.
I'm giving you the Canva link where everybody can access this PPT.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, and one more question by Kritik Patil. Are there any projects for Web3?
Yeah, I mean, you can search inside their panels as well. So basically, are you talking only about Hacktoberfest and GSOC or overall? I mean, Kritik. Sorry. Yeah, Kritik.
Yeah, Pratik.
If you are talking about an overall open source contributions, yes, there are lots and lots of, even Solana is open source, Solidity is open source, many languages are open source. You can contribute directly to their part, or you can contribute to the many organizations as well. Yeah, in general, great. Okay, then there are plenties and plenties of. You have to just go to the GitHub and search Web3. They have their tags inside their repository. GitHub will automatically show you all the repositories listed under the Web3 tags. Okay, where you can contribute to. Obviously, try to learn first and then jump directly to the repo. Ask ask them to just help you out in the process wherever you are lacking. They will for sure help you out.
Okay, so one
Uh,
more question by
and
Anonymous. Like,
yeah,
can you
you
share
can.
some projects? Yeah, okay. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to their repository. Even in fact, now only I can show you that part. Like, let me present my screen once again. So this is the community for which I have been working for few months, let's say, and it does have all the work in Python as well. Hmm, let me switch to the account. Basically, I have plenties. So this is the organization, and let me show you the repository. And so there is something called Awesome Notebooks where you can contribute to. Let me open this repository so that it would get more clear. What this firm does is basically they create a templates for the notebook for the data purposes. Data engineering part, okay, and data science part. Let me show you one more thing then. So basically, what they do is they provide a better service integrated with the data platform as well, because NAS has the low code tool template which we create as you have seen there previous repo, and on the top of that we provide the securities. As compared to Jupyter Notebook, we are more secure since it runs on the local host, and we have a proper app and through which we can create a production ready notebooks and run our ML models or any data analytics work which is requirement for our business as well. We have plenties and plenties of templates which you can view here, which was this repo. For now, it's growing and growing and growing day by day. Soon it will get. Uh, this initiative was taken by the person named Jeremy. Jeremy, let me show his profile if it's possible. He's a good friend of mine, and we work together. I mean, where do I show his profile? Okay, so there is one person named Jeremy from Stanford, and these all people are mostly few people are from India, few are from France, few are from US, few are from Germany. So this is how the open source world works. Okay, you want if you want you can contribute to this repository as well. This awesome notebook. If you know how to write a Jupyter notebook, if you know how to document the Jupyter notebook, if you know how to fetch the data from API and with the help of Python, obviously, then this is the best repo you should contribute to even, and it is growing day by day. I mean, even stars and fox, you can see how large number of. Oh, yeah, I have not even started yet. Okay, sorry. So this is where you can contribute to. Okay, and yeah, that's it. Mukul. Okay, so for open source project related to ML or data set, which is better, GitHub or Kaggle? Obviously, Kaggle. Kaggle is a place where we can create our own data set, where we create and upload our data set. And talking about ML, basically ML completely works on math. If your math would be strong and your data set is good, these are the only two things which ML completely relies on. Obviously, algorithm is also one important part, but still, I think people do lag in math for this part. Yeah, Kaggle would be good to go. GitHub is for contributing, collaborating. But let's say if you are planning to have a competitive mindset for ML, then many competition takes place by Kaggle itself for creating the next level data set and projects on that as well. Yeah. Any more questions? Sorry. Any more questions? Rohan?
Yeah, so
Great.
I don't. Yeah,
Do do let me know if any more questions have arisen here. So this is the best time. Last date is 31st of October. Go find the repo. If you are unable to find the repo, then let me present one thing. You can even contribute to my repo as well. Even this year I am a maintainer as well in Hacktoberfest. I have registered myself as an maintainer. This is my repository. Let me move to my repository first. And move to the part. Since my target audience are even first year as well, so I plan to keep a beginner friendly projects as well, where everybody can contribute to this open source world, since it is open to everybody. Okay, so what you can here contribute to is like you can create your own issue. Once I assign you, you can fork that. After forking, you get clone that. After cloning, you can create a branch. After creating a branch, you can create the remote upstream. After creating that, you can do the code changes, add your feature inside your folder. Then you will push to GitHub to your own account, and from that own account, you will open a PR to my account. This one. Got it? If you want the link of this as well, I can provide you. Mm, yeah, I'm in Rohan. I'm pasting in private chat. You just provide them into the YouTube one. Okay. And so this is the pull request. This is what happen if you wait for some time and some other person commits a pull request. So this is what I was talking about. That let's say this commit is to commit ahead. Now it's ahead. Previously it was to commit behind. Okay. So we have to prevent that as well. Even I can show here of my friend's account. He also did some contributions to my repository. See, you can see here 7 commits behind from the JS repository's main account, right? That means this repository has some missing file or missing projects which JS repository has. Okay, and to fix that, here is one button. I don't have because I don't have his account, that person's account. Here one button is there I guess sync fork. Yeah, there is something called sync fork. Once we press that, it will make it equal to the same branch, or your account will be cleared with an updated one, and your branch will be up to date. Okay, so this is how it works, and yeah, that's it from my side. If you have any doubts, do let me know.
So the link is shared now.
Okay,
Okay.
and I mean, two more comments. Great. Any doubts? Any doubts? We do have 20 minutes more. After that, we have to wrap up. Thank you. You can connect with me on all the social media. I have shared my social handles with IEEE APSIT. Okay.
Yeah, sir, we'll share in the chat.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sure, sure. Try to contribute to open source. Reason being, you will learn lots and lots of new things daily once you start to contribute to open source. Okay, so keep contributing. That's what I will suggest to do.
So I have a question too.
Yeah,
So as such for beginners, so
yeah,
like in colleges, students are given projects.
yeah.
So they have issues connecting. They have issues connecting with GitHub and like placing their projects in GitHub. So how should like a student should efficiently do all this stuff? Like they need to pull that project too, right?
First of all, they have to decide whether they want to keep their project open source or closed source. Okay.
Okay.
If they want to keep their project open source, then their repo should be a public repository with a proper README, with a proper guide of contributing.md, with a proper license to use that repo, and with a proper bio and text to be updated. Okay. And
Okay.
talking about private repository, let's say I want to create my final year project, let's say XYZ. I want to push it to the GitHub. I have pushed it to the GitHub, but I don't want to show to each and every person. Then at
Hmm.
that time, what I will do is like I will keep that repository private. But
Okay.
there is no such use if you are pushing just for the sake of cloud services. Try to keep it open source, promote the open source culture. It is the best place. You will get lots and lots of communities, and all are very helping communities when we talk about the open source communities. Okay, so
Okay.
this is how we
Yes,
can
sir.
do, and try to start from the small. Check all the small repositories. Try to push the code there. Try each and every repository. Whichever repository you feel I can contribute here more, go continue there. Wherever you feel like, okay, this is the best repository for me. This is the good to go repository. Try to commit your and open your PR to that repository. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Hmm. And talking about that Kubernetes wala part, please first learn Golang. If you are cleared with the Golang concept, obviously you can go with the Kubernetes. There is not a big deal to push a code on Golang. Yeah, that's it from my side. I would suggest to join some programs like GitHub Campus Expert and GDSC, Google Developer Circle Group, and GDG, Google Developer Group. Then there is something called Azure Developer Committee. Join that type of committee so that you will get to know the more things. You will
More
get to know
opportunities.
yeah, you will get to know more opportunities. What exactly is going around you? Where are events going on? Where you can network more? Where you can learn more? Networking is completely equal to growth. Remember this. Okay? Yeah. And yeah, some platforms where you can check out the communities and go to the meetups. Let's say if you want to go to some meetup which are organizing in Mumbai. So you can go to the app named Meetups. I mean, yeah, Meetups with red logo. Install that app, set up their account, and you will see plenties and plenties of events happening there. It will show you the location. You can filter out through the location as well. Select the committee, join that committee. If there is any meetup or event in person, go to that event, network there. You will get lots and lots learning.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
You just mentioned that app name. It is available on both the App Store and Play Store as well. Yeah. Uh, Meetups. You can search this. Yeah. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Yeah. So I
Should we end
guess
stream? Should we end the stream or should we wait for more 15 minutes? Like if somebody have any doubt or something like that.
like we should wait for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if
sure, sure.
anyone
Why
wants
not?
to.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Why not? Why not?
So until then, can you like give some like advice to those freshers who are trying to get into open source but are like facing because they are very new to it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So how should they like
I would
show
suggest them
like
to in yeah, yeah. I would suggest them just to get involved to the open source community. Okay, open source communities are so much helpful. You will get automatically you will get into the process, and they will help you out in each and every process. Even if you get stuck anywhere while submitting the PR, you can DM me as well. Any of my friends which are contributing to the open source, you can contribute to any repository which is open source, and that maintainer or that person whose repository is, he or she will surely help you. Okay.
okay.
Hmm. So what you need to do is just start. Just learn few technologies which are required to contribute. Or if you are good in documentation, then do you can do that part as well. Because even a code or no code, both are equally respected in open source. Okay.
Okay.
There is nothing such like that, like coding contributions are count mightier than no code or documentation part. Contribution is contributions, just like that. Courses for solidity. There is a world's best channel, that is free code camp. Follow there each and every tutorial. I guess there is one 12 hours or something, 36 hours long course. They have very long course. I would suggest go with them only. Or if you want paid, then I guess Udemy provides some, but I don't rely on Udemy, truly speaking. YouTube is the best. I mean, you can get each and everything free from here to learn. I mean, if you get certified, then it's an another topic. But
Hmm.
Let's say just for sake of learning purpose, YouTube is the best place. You can go to Free Code Camp. Uh, I guess there is one more channel named Moralysis. Moralysis, which is also great. I don't follow that, but few of my colleagues have recommended me as well. I would say go with Free Code Camp. It is the best one. And what else can we do? Yeah. So if your four pull requests gets merged, it takes 7 days to verify by the Hacktoberfest, and once it gets successfully merged and it displays on Hacktoberfest profile, and after that, if you are under top 30,000, which you would be mostly if you do it within 30 days for sure,
Hmm.
then you will get some goodies, or you have an option to plant a tree in their digital forest, digital oceans forest, I mean. Okay, with your
Okay.
name. So basically, you can track your dead tree, but you have only one option. Either you can plant a tree, or you can take some goodies. And previous to previous year, I have planted one tree, and after that, I have also took some goodies, in which one of one is here, which I wore currently.
Oh.
So yeah, and few stickers and some personalized cards as well from this deep source and digital ocean and intel as well. So try to learn, contribute whatever you have learned, apply to your projects. That's it. You will for sure succeed as a successful software engineer and open source contributor as well.
So we have a question
Hmm.
by Mukul. So
Yeah,
how
yeah.
much importance do recruiters put on your GitHub or any open source platform profile? How useful is it in corporate?
Depends on the recruiter, first thing. Second thing, let's say if a firm who promotes the open source culture, open source community, they will value you the most. Okay. So let's take an example. Let's say if I'm filling a form, or if I've contact a recruiter of GitHub itself or Facebook itself, then they give a lot respect to the contributors who have contributed to their official, I mean, projects. Like if XYZ person knows Java or TypeScript, and that person has contributed to the React project, then it's a great thing, and it should be mentioned. It must to be have in your resume if you have done that. So it will for sure it will give an eye to a recruiter, and
Okay.
it is very much important if the repositories are well was maintained, and if they are great maintainer like Google and Facebook, obviously for sure you will get the priority and biggest edge to your all your remaining competitors for your hiring purpose. I would suggest keep contributing even if you start small. Not an issue. After a time, after a while, you will learn some great thing. You will contribute there. You will surely get some
Sure, sir.
stars and green squares as well in your GitHub profile. Yeah,
So I guess we should wind up then.
yeah, yeah, sure. Why
Yeah.
not?
So, it has been such an honor to be part of this event. Like we have learned from the whole IEEE APSIT team. I like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you
Yes.
because the knowledge you are sharing and you are guiding us through the concept of open source. Like we are for sure going to use it in our future and in our day-to-day life. So I would also like to thank our faculties and principal and our branch counselor, Dr. Uttam Kolekar sir, and Dean Samir Naniwadekar sir, and all the faculties and our IEEE APSIT team who is working backstage for making this event a grand success today. And last but not the least, our audience who has been so interactive with us and is like making this event more memorable and more knowledgeable, so that by
Yep.
each doubt we can say that we are getting some of knowledge and we are going to apply it in future for sure.
Clap for yourself as well.
Yes.
Great. Thank
Yeah,
you so much
that's
for
thank you, sir. And once again, like
platform.
thank you to everyone who is present here. Like you made this event a success. So and we are for sure going with something with us, and we are going to apply it in our projects, in our wherever we go, like in corporate fields or in software fields or any
Yeah.
project we are going to work in future in data science, ML, or any college projects, major
By
projects.
by the way, don't forget to post a screenshot of me, and you can tag me as well, whichever platform you are posting in, and you can write there whatever you learn new thing or anything which
Yeah, sir.
you got to learn new thing, and which was an eye opener or anything like that. Okay, cool, great.
Yes.
Then
Thank
that's
you,
it
sir.
from my side. Thank you.